The ICBA forecasts significant economic pressure for BC builders in 2026. Market conditions have shifted in the last 12 months, altering the baseline for new projects. This chart tracks Metro Vancouver housing starts over the last 10 years. The 15% drop projected for this year brings starts down to 23,100, the second lowest total in a decade. Concrete high-rise activity has slowed to a crawl through 2026. Activity is now concentrated in wood frame projects under 100 units at attainable price points. Rental apartment growth, which provided steady volume recently, is expected to decelerate in the second half of the year. On Vancouver Island, the data initially suggests a different trend. Greater Victoria recorded a 12% increase in housing starts during the first quarter. The split axis graph clarifies the situation. While starts showed a 12% rise on the left, condo sales dropped 36% on the right. With pre-sales slowing, developers from Langford to Sydney are postponing projects or converting them to rental units. Residential building no longer functions as a high-volume engine for the province. Builders are now forced to diversify their pipelines to maintain consistent work. The non-residential sector currently offers the most significant window for growth. BuildForce data suggests the sector will reach a near-term peak this year. Institutional projects, infrastructure, and major industrial work are expected to carry the province's construction volume before the sector begins to ease toward 2030. Securing a position in these non-residential categories over the next 12 months is the primary way contractors are insulating themselves from the residential slowdown. The 2026 labor data shows a trend that few predicted 18 months ago. Severe worker shortages were reported by 72% of contractors in early 2025. Today, that has dropped to 39%. Securing new projects is now the top concern at 46%, followed by declining margins at 42%. The industry has moved from a period of lacking workers to a period of actively seeking work. However, specialized trades remain in high demand. Retirements continue to reduce the number of seasoned professionals, and BuildForce still forecasts a provincial shortfall of over 22,000 workers by 2034, specifically for Red Seal plumbers, high-voltage electricians, and experienced framing carpenters. A looser market for general labor does not solve the scarcity of master tradespeople. Protecting those core crews is a priority for firms looking toward the next market cycle. Payment delays now represent a significant threat to contractor liquidity, often causing more damage than a lack of new contracts. According to BCCA data, 89% of builders were paid late in the last year. 61% were paid late on more than a quarter of their work. These delays force contractors to finance payroll and supplier invoices using uncollected revenue, placing immense pressure on already thin margins. While the BC Construction Prompt Payment Act was enacted in late 2025, it is not yet in force. Regulations are still being developed, meaning the legal framework for timely payment is not yet protecting job sites. Until these regulations land, contractors must assume they will carry the financial float themselves through most of 2026, increasing the risk of insolvency during the downturn. The combination of chronic payment delays and market volatility has changed the way contractors calculate their bids. Builders are now adding an average 14.5% risk premium to project bids. This is a defensive calculation. It accounts for the cost of carrying a gag from payment delays, the ambiguity of current contracts, and ongoing cost uncertainty. These risks are particularly acute in public works. 43% of survey respondents now refuse to bid on public projects, citing onerous contract clauses that shift too much liability onto the contractor. Current bid prices reflect the market's attempt to quantify these risks. When the legal and financial environment becomes more volatile, the cost of doing business rises accordingly. Resilient builders in BC are adjusting their operational habits to navigate this environment. Because the Prompt Payment Act is not yet providing relief, firms are using rigid contract hygiene to protect themselves. This includes requiring named subcontractors, enforcing strict written change orders, and setting explicit payment terms to mitigate the risk of carrying a project's float. These firms are also maintaining their risk premiums despite the competitive market and prioritizing long-term relationships with specialized Red Seal trades to ensure they have the capacity to bid on complex institutional work. Prioritizing a single, on-margin project currently protects working capital better than managing multiple cash-intensive sites that may face payment delays. Builders, what is your primary concern for 2026? Labor availability, payment timelines, or the permitting process? Share your perspective in the comments. You can find the full data breakdown and our commercial checklist at silentstory.ca.